Hey, good afternoon, everybody. What's going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you for my second ever live review of 205 Live, the April 17th, 2018, 2000 edition. Wow. I'm already going way back there. If it was 2000, I'd only be sitting here as like a 6-year-old kid probably right now doing this live review, which I'm sure you know this stuff did not exist back in 2000. But anyways, yes, this is my live review of 205 Live again from the April 17th, 2018 edition. Hello, we have Bailey Tolhurst. I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Hi, thanks for joining the live chat. But yeah, so again, I'm pronouncing this correctly now. That is the April 17th, 2018 edition of 205 Live that we're going to be talking about this morning. After I watched 205 Live now again. After I do my SmackDown reviews, I review them when I get a chance Wednesday during the day. So that's the plan out of my 205 Live reviews. Since 205 Live is actually picked up now and it's actually become a more interesting show to watch. This week's show was all right. Wasn't quite as good as I felt last week's was, but for the most part, I think we're still getting, them trying to, season out, and just like focus on making a quality show without having like the championship tournament pretty much. But I think so far we're still doing good. As you say, Drake Maverick's edition has definitely had 205 have him booking away as he makes 205 Live feel important and feel like that everything matters. And also it's more just focused on the wrestling, which is exactly what 205 Live needs to be, and not more like a character-driven show as Vince McMahon wanted it. So I think we're definitely heading in a good direction. So let's get right into it for this week's episode. We had just a recap of what's been going on between Itami and Tozawa and the Lucha House Party rivalry, starting back to where they had a match not a few weeks ago, and I think it was Dorado tweaked his knee during the match, but then Tommy disrespected him and just kicked him in the leg. And then Lindsay Dorado tried pushing Tommy out of the way. He took exception to that. So these five have been going at it for a while now. But then tonight they're advertising for a tornado tag match to settle this rivalry. It's gonna be just Lindsay Dorado and Grand Metalik of Lucha House Party taking on the team of Akira Tozawa and Hideo Itami. Of course, also the Brian Kendrick returned last week, so we're gonna be having a tag match with him and his new tag partner, Gentleman Jack Gallagher, who they teamed up together last fall before Brian Kendrick got hurt. But they promised Drake Maverick that they would not interfere in the tag match tonight to get their revenge on Itami for injuring Kendrick. So we'll see what goes on there tonight. And also we get to figure out what happened was the repercussions that Buddy Murphy was going to be facing based off his actions last week during Cedric Alexander's cruiserweight championship celebration, and he came out and interrupted it. It was announced also by Vic Joseph and Percy Watson that Nigel McGuinness is now a father. So congratulations to Nigel also. And then we had our first match of the evening, which is the match that was Mustafa Ali taking on Arya Daivari. And I've already said how many times, I don't know, Arya Daivari, I've never really been a huge fan of. I just don't know what it is about him. But I'll give it to him that he did impress me a little more in this match, but he's definitely, still not quite the material I want to see from a cruiserweight. But I definitely think, with him under, Triple H's writing now, I think he's definitely starting to, impress me a little bit more. But this match came about because, Daivari thought it was just sick how, Mustafa Ali got his championship opportunity, but then last week he's trying to, sweet talk his good friend Cedric Alexander and saying that he wants to get another match pretty much. So he wants to prove himself that he's more deserving of that than Mustafa Ali. Okay, so they have this match. I thought it wasn't too bad, but you hear Daivari throughout most of the match just yelling at Ali how he already had his chance and he blew it, whatnot. Also, we had Ali coming out again with that that glow mask around his face that he had at WrestleMania 34. So I don't know if that's part of his character now or something, but I think it's pretty sick looking. So he came out with that, and then the match again was good. Of course, it continues. Any match Mustafa Ali has been in, he really sells the offense that is being getting on him from any of his opponents. It really sells it as it really is he sells it well, to sum it up. Such as, my one favorite spot of this match I remember was when Davari hit this sick looking spine buster on the outside mat, and it looked like that Ali was done. But then he worked his way back in, and eventually got back into the ring, and eventually set up Davari to hit the 054 to get the victory and to keep the momentum for Mustafa Ali still moving going forward. And so a solid match, I thought, to open up the show. And then, of course, we get a replay of what happened with Buddy Murphy last week, and then Cedric Alexander tweeting that he was going to vow to send Murphy to the Alexander Chiropractic Institute to pretty much get payback for what he did and ruined his big moment last week. So then we have Drake Maverick saying that he doesn't approve of Buddy Murphy's actions, but his run leading up to last week was deserving of a title shot. So he was at first going to be giving Buddy Murphy a title opportunity at the Greatest Royal Rumble. But then this happened. It showed a flashback to earlier in the day that Buddy Murphy, now this is the first time 205 Live has done this, and I'm just like, wow, I kind of hope they do this more often. Maybe it could also lead to eventually, some people doing more than just a cruiserweight division, honestly. So like they've been showing, people like, Buddy Murphy especially, who, had to slim down by, like I said, about 20 or 30 pounds being the cruiserweight division. They showed like the mandatory weigh-ins that you have to have, like, by a certain time to be able to compete at certain events in the cruiserweight division. You have to be under 205 pounds. Well, Buddy Murphy failed his weigh-in as he came in, I think, at 207.5 pounds. So, because of that, he's not going to be able to compete at the Greatest Royal Rumble. So I'm sure we're going to have, Buddy Murphy interfere some way either in the match we're going to get next week or, at the Greatest Royal Rumble event. Maybe. And I'd say maybe he'll probably have his match at Backlash that I put in my printed match card that I did last night. That's uploaded. You guys can check it out if you haven't done so yet. So that next week, Maverick made a gauntlet match with the winner going to Jeddah to challenge for a cruiserweight title next Friday. Now, he didn't reveal who's going to be in that gauntlet match, but he says he may, reveal some surprises over Twitter or whatnot. So we'll see where that goes. And then we had this match. It was the Brian Kendrick taking on Gentleman Jack Gallagher. And again, this is the Brian Kendrick's first match back since he was injured on Christmas to Hideo Itami's last GTS that he ever struck with. He got hit in like the jaw or whatever right there, and he's been out since. So yeah, it was them taking on two jobbers pretty much. Surprised they gave the jobbers as much offense as they did. It wasn't a complete squash match. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out what the story is here besides Gallagher since they're trying to transition from the old 205 Live, which was sucky, to this newer 205 Live by Triple H, and they're developing, still having characters, but it's more focused on wrestling. So still trying to get used to why Gallagher and Kendrick would still be teaming up, since it seemed like that Gallagher teamed up with Kendrick as he agreed that Kendrick thought that Kendrick just bullied him and saying he looked like a clown and whatnot, pretty much, and just led him to this tag team. So I mean, I don't know if this other story will come across. Gallagher is, somewhat in some ways reverting back to his old, ways, even though he's still being the heel. But he still had a pretty good physical match for the most part. I mean, I was just surprised that the jobbers got as much offense in as they did. But yeah, that's what we got there. Gallagher and Kendrick win. So we move on. So then we had Dasha Fuentes interviewing Mustafa Ali backstage, and he just put down Buddy Murphy's attack and says he knows his friend Cedric can't wait to get his hands on Murphy, but the best kept secret missing weight is an opportunity for him, and after having the title slip through his fingers at Mania, he won't let this chance get away. So it looks like at least we'll know Mustafa Ali will probably be in the gauntlet match next week for the number one contendership for the Cruiserweight Championship. I'm still wondering, though, if Ali is up to something. I still wonder if he had something to do with the attack by Buddy Murphy last week. So maybe, I don't know if they're going to eventually have Mustafa Ali turn heel or something like that, a little bit of a swerve. I don't know if it'll happen, but it could. We'll see. But I feel like something's up with Mustafa Ali. We'll have to wait and see coming in the next few weeks. And then we have a promo from Drew Gulak, which probably reveals that he's probably going to be in the gauntlet match also. He said once again, he proved last week that the aerial attacks are no match for his ground-based offense. He dispatched Mark Andrews preparing to deal with his former partner Tony Nese's attempts at retribution, and he thinks he has the right to climb the ladder because he has washboard abs, but Gulak has bigger plans to spread his message, and that's winning the Cruiserweight Championship by first winning the gauntlet match next week. So whoever steps to him will tap out. So again, so far we got Mustafa Ali and Drew Gulak in the gauntlet match. Let's see who else is next week. And then we had our main event. It was the Lucha House Party and the team of Lindsay Dorado and Grant Metali taking on Hideo Itami and Akira Tozawa in the Tornado Tag match. And again, the Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher promised they wouldn't interfere in this match to get their revenge on Hideo Itami after having last week. So that's why I think they might go back to a feud involving these two teams, Tozawa and Itami, and Gallagher and Kendrick. So if that's the case, I think next week I might finally do, well, not next week, I'll be out of town, but I think if that's the case, I think I might be just doing a turn alert saying, Itami's now a babyface. I've been putting that off for so long because I feel that they should stick to Itami being a heel on the main roster, but because he was doing great as a heel in his last run on NXT. However, I feel like they more so turned him face to get warmed up, I think, towards character more. But I think they've kept this rivalry between them and the Lucha House Party face on face. But this match was fun. It was a really fun, high flying match between these cruiserweights. The Mexicans and the Japanese. I thought they worked together very well. Just flying around and doing their spewing with that. And then the story was told how they eventually get their revenge, getting both of them down, and then the Lucha House Party eventually got the double pinfall victory to win the match. So that completes the rivalry. As again, I could see maybe having Itami and Tozawa move on to feud with Gallagher and the Brian Kendrick. So we'll see what happens there. But Kalisto comes in to celebrate with the Lucha House Party as they win the Tornado Tag match. It was just a very fun match. Went all over the place. The car crash style match we would get Itami and Tozawa regroup, and then Maverick, of course, mentions again that he was glad that Gallagher and Kendrick stuck to their word that they wouldn't interfere to get their revenge, and that's how we go off the air for 205 Live. So overall, solid show. Give it a B-. Not as good as last week's, definitely, but it was still, a solid show. Great main event with a Tornado Tag match. Solid match with Mustafa Ali and Arya Daivari. Yes, next week you get the gauntlet match, and then we'll see what's next also for the Lucha House Party and the Japanese team of Hideo Itami and Akira Tozawa. So, guys, that is it for this Raw Live review of 205 Live. What grade review of 205 Live? Again, I gave it a B- this week. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure to always click my like and subscribe or comment on my channel, and follow me on Twitter at DemandEveryone93. I'll be here live again later on tonight for my NXT Live review. I uploaded my card for Backlash last night. Check that out as well. And just a reminder again, next week I'm leaving to go out west for a week, so I'll be out of town next Tuesday till the following Tuesday. But again, I will try to keep as up to date on my live reviews as I can for the next week or so. Again, the only thing I might not be able to do though is turn alerts, because I won't be able to take my green screen with me, unfortunately. So yeah, turn alerts will not be able to happen if they happen next week, but I will try my best to see if I can still do my live reviews while I'm out of town. So guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll be back up here later on for my NXT review. Should be a good show tonight. Looking forward to seeing what's going to happen now after the fallout from TakeOver New Orleans. Since last week's more of like the dark match / recap show. So we're on the road now to TakeOver Chicago 2. Until then, guys, I'm checking out. Until then, have a great day. Peace out, everybody.